you can connect. That
Oh my God, we have a game.
What is
oh,
this?
thank God. All right. We don't have to go back into the WoW talk anymore. Thank goodness.
Oh goodness.
What,
Okay.
what did you play in WoW though? Just before we move on.
Druid.
What the hell is that?
The one that can turn into a bear, a cat, and a seal and a bird.
It's like nature's prophet.
Oh, like furries.
I don't know what world you live in, but I guess.
All right, hey, we got some bands here. Woohoo! We got Marauder band out, Drow Ranger band out. I'm glad to see Drow bands. I never like watching a Drow game. Boring.
Why?
They're boring, dude.
That's not true.
A good Drow just AFK pushes and never gets into a
It's
fight.
a race against time, though.
Oh my God,
It's
dude.
great.
It's not a race against time. It's
Gotta struggle to defend your T1s. Most of the time, you just let it slide. You're just like, whatever, T1s, or sometimes, you know. I don't know. It changes. You're a hater.
I do
like
hate her,
Dota?
dude. She sucks. Drow Ranger players are just
I
point and
think
click.
she's quite decent against an Omni Knight.
Yeah.
Just silence. So,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's
So
why.
you're just
Diffusal blade, very cost-efficient agility.
Okay. I'm just saying I don't enjoy watching that play. We got an OD and we got a Sladar. They're both banned out as well. Pretty common picks these days, eh?
OD's been super hot.
Yeah, he's so hot right
I
now,
wasn't
dude.
too sure about the Slardar though.
Sladar? I mean, he's good at stuff.
He's good at stuff, but is he first ban worthy?
Well, yeah, he stuns. And then he stuns more, and then he amplifies damages as stuns. That's some scary stuff.
What about Ogre Magi? He stuns.
Oh, he only got one stun, Chamber. This guy's he's got ground stun and bash
What
stun.
about Faces Void? He can stop freaking
That's
time.
not a stun, dude. That's
He can
pause in
bash.
time.
Pity for your play-by-play caster.
Okay, shut
ever.
up, man. What do you think about these two pickups we got here? Shadow Demon, a lot of people using that for the illusion damage. As we've said so many times, illusions are hot.
Kuka's been hot too.
Yeah?
Boat's been increasingly viewed as like just ridiculous.
It's such a short cooldown. It's not even.
Yeah. It's kind of like you double your HP pool too if you cast it early on in a fight.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. And also the X marks the spot too. A lot of people have been saying he like replaced Disruptor. Disruptor used to be pretty hot, especially in the last DreamLeague.
Yeah.
And now people are saying, you know, X marks, it's got more utility than Glimpse, and it's basically just a better Disruptor from what it used to be.
That's pretty true.
Hey, I said something right. All right.
Yeah,
Woo!
that's a good point.
Go me.
Hey, didn't you get like 5K MMR? So you should be able to say smart stuff.
That is true. Yeah. After you get 5K, Valve sends you little patch notes, and they're like, hey, by the way, Kunkka's really great at glimpsing people.
By the way, this is the smart stuff.
Hey, by
now
the way,
you know.
Here's the smart stuff, dude. Read this. What's your MMR at now?
62-ish.
And that's why you're the analyst. Can you train me? You think you can make me better?
That's Purge's job.
Okay. True.
First Purge. Once he gets a Purge as MMR, I will take the reins.
That's a double burn.
You're pretty close, aren't you?
What? How's that a burn?
Because you're saying that you're better than Purge. Like, you can trade
No,
more.
I just have higher MMR than him.
Okay. Anyway, Sand King.
Isn't that the same?
What?
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 All right. Anyway, Sand King picked up. Where do you think they're going to run this Sand King?
Sand King is to counter all the illusion spam that we've been seeing.
How's that a counter?
Caustic Finale with the Ags is procced on all heroes, which includes illusions. So this is like preemptive. A lot of time we've seen Naga Siren as a counter to Kunkka because you like sleep during the boat and then everyone's like, you don't really get the effects of the rum. It kind of counters rum.
Oh, okay.
But you'll see plenty of other illusion-based heroes with Shadow Demon Luna, Anti-Mage, so on and so forth. And then a way to stop that is with the Sand King, with the Ags, and yeah, it'll just almost instantly obliterate all the illusions and do a ton of damage to everyone else.
Yeah,
So
that's what killed PL, right? People don't pick PL anymore because Sand King Ags just basically destroys him completely. So
yeah, really badly.
interesting. I like that lore counter too, you know? Kunkka and Naga. I mean, that fits right into the lore too. That's pretty good.
Tell us about the lore.
Yeah, tell us about the lore.
No, they
Tell
don't have
us.
it. I'm just saying a sailor and a siren. That's like classic
you can't
lore.
Say anything. You can't say
Their
something
lore
about
has
the
nothing
lore.
to do with it. It's just a
that's
sailor
true.
and a siren. That's
I
it.
thought you had more to it.
I thought so too. I thought, okay, here comes a good story.
No, there's no
Way
story.
to disappoint, Jake.
I'm not disappointing. I'm just that's like
disappointing
real,
me.
That's
Anyway,
real
please say
war
a
lore.
don't
Tell me what to feel. I feel disappointed. Okay.
You're not disappointed. You're happy with my comment, and you think I'm very smart. Next hero band down, we got Luna. And what's that hero? Oracle? Is that
That is an
hero in
Oracle
Captain's
band.
mode now?
Yes.
All right.
Oracle's banned. Luna's banned.
Lunar, huh? Luna coming back mostly from the SD combo, so I could definitely see that coming out. I mean, she's just unbelievable with the illusion damage that SD can do, so can't let them have that together. Who else is scary in illusion-wise these days, Ben?
Anti-Mage.
Centaur.
No, Centaur's not going to happen. Don't let it happen. Don't ruin the pumps.
AM Naga.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Spectre at all, but Spectre used to be pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah,
Naga is
Morphling is also really good.
Oh boy.
Did I mention Centaur?
Yeah, Centaur. Yeah, not gonna happen.
You
Please
don't like any of those heroes, do
I'm
you?
fine
What,
with Centaur.
dude?
He's just scary.
You don't like Morphling?
Morphling?
I heard you say,
Ugh, Morphling's all right. If you don't get Lincoln's first item, I'm cool with Morph players. Those Morph players that
lot
rush
of Morph
Lincolns are
players, though.
terrible.
Most Morph players would go Lincoln's first item, won't they?
Yeah.
So most of them are terrible. But you ever play against a good Morph, it's the worst. Also, Morphs are good for my Techies games. They help me make more mines. So, good hero.
On your team?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if there's more from the other team?
Yeah, great hero. Very low health. Good for blowing up, too. I've played all games in the Techies games. So,
Hey,
I mean,
let's look at the draft for a
oh
second.
my god! Pudka! Wow.
Yeah. So we actually had a Pudge picked by Team Ukraine.
Sorry, that's my mom. She said don't talk about Techies. All right, go ahead.
Team Ukraine picked a Pudge, and they didn't win with it. I think it was Artstyle playing it as a number 4.
That's curious.
I mean, Pudge
But
has
it
some
is
utility
curious.
now, though. He's actually a pretty good hero. With the cooldowns on Hook, I mean, he could do a lot. It's not just all about carrying. He's a pretty good support.
Look at his pick rate, 2.6%.
Most people that pick him, though,
And
they
look at the win-loss. That's
yeah, that's pretty
atrociously
bad,
low.
but they have a plan. He's one of those plan heroes. It's like, we got something cooking. We're going to
Maybe
pick the Pudge.
I think sometimes it's just like element of surprise is like, whoa, we
Oh.
got you.
You know, isn't Shadow Demon a little bit of an annoyance to the Pudge
definitely
anyway?
is.
Because you don't know where to hook because you're gonna hook an illusion if you're not careful.
Oh.
Well,
But
that's not nice.
I don't know.
Another surprise, Warlock.
Warlock.
Maybe it's like an X counter or something.
For who?
The Pudge. So,
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't know.
I'm a little interested about the Warlock, too. You don't see him picked up that much. However, to me, it seems like a pretty good hero still. He only got buffed in the last patch, I think, and he was picked up pretty frequently in the patch before, so...
I've heard it as a somewhat of a counter to Shadow Demon. Like, let's say you have Beastmaster, you roar a target, you roar, like, let's say, I don't know, a Pudge. Oh, there's Pudge armor.
Oh, yeah!
Okay, okay.
All
Okay,
right,
now
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Anyways, so you disrupt the target, and then there's 2 illusion, and then there's a hero. Then you fatal bonds them, and then you can kill the guy very easily.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I heard about it. I was like, I guess that makes sense.
I mean,
It does.
Yeah.
Kind of.
does.
yeah.
But this was when Shadow Demon was like picked every single game, and he's kind of close to there now, so it can kind of be seen as something. But Warlock in general, I think is actually underrated.
Okay, that's just
Why are you
creepy.
getting so excited?
Because we got an Omni Knight pick,
Oh.
baby! Woo!
Oh, I thought you said that because of the Alchemist.
No, nobody cares about
Also,
your
there was a
analysis.
zoom in on himself, and he saw it, and he's like, "We gotta be."
No,
Yeah.
not true, not true. Okay.
Honestly, I thought you were trying to make the Alchemist face.
No. Alchemist face, dude?
Yeah, that's it. They just picked Alchemist.
cruel.
And then they zoomed in on your face. I was like, oh.
Okay. Everybody, let me talk to you about why to pick Pudge now. The amount of burst damage coming out with an Omni Knight and a Pudge at level 3, your off lane is done. They get any hook, you're dead. He's great with Juggernaut too. Juggernaut, one of the best heroes to pair with an Omni Knight right now because he can spin on your towers, be magic immune, hit him with a repel, magic immune, and then by the time the repel is done, spins just about up again. He's an unstoppable push machine. I love this draft so far. It's looking beautiful. However, the Alchemist does cause some problems here, I think. What do you guys feel?
I kind of feel like it's like a combination of the Pudge and Omni Knight. It's slightly memey, and they're playing in our league, so.
saying that they picked it because they're in meme league? You're disgusting. Come on, that's a legitimate.
It's a legit.
That's a legit
list.
It is, I mean,
strategy.
yeah, it is a strategy, that's for sure. They just selected their strategy, maybe based on the tournament.
Okay.
And if it's
okay.
gonna work, I'm not sure.
I mean, no one's gonna make fun of him for picking a meme thing in DreamLeague. I'll give you that. Good one. What do you think about the Alk pick? You think that could help him out? I mean, why Alk here? I mean,
He has a lot of physical damage. They have, 2 sources of magic immunity? So physical damage is always a little bit, the acid spray still deals damage through repel, which is pretty nice. But also, I think it also brings the pressure to Virtus Pro. Like, they have to come to them. They have to try and disrupt their jungle. And I think Pudge is a very good hero for doing that. So
Yeah.
it's like, we challenge you to do this, but they're okay with doing that.
yeah, I feel like if VP gets a pipe, they won the game. At this point, I mean, you got a Sand King.
They already have repel.
Kunkka.
I think repel's already like a lot of
Oh,
overlap.
there we go. I think that evens out what you were talking about with the physical damage need. They're pretty well rounded now.
And a
That's-
diffusal carrier.
yeah.
And it's very like fast-paced too. Like if I think like Virtus Pro, if you miss a couple punch hooks, your momentum's like really slowed down, and you'll have these really big windows to just do whatever you want, like farm stacks with Alk or do Roche with Ursa.
Oh, there's the Morphling.
Oh, no. Well, that was a good game. Good try, guys.
Jesus.
Morphling players, dude. Every single time. You just hope in your dream that they're going to do well.
You're
do
a
they?
pessimist.
I'm not a pessimist.
You're
I'm
hoping
Link against
that Morphling
Morphling is
gonna
really
do well?
good with Repel because you can't defusal off the Repel.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
You gotta
don't
you gotta give a prediction. So
Which team picked Morphling?
Virtus Pro.
Yeah, not that team. I'm going to go with Escape Gaming for this one.
I'm also going with this game
This
For
is
other
so weird.
reasons,
for
right?
other reasons.
Oh, okay.
In the pre-show, I was the only one saying I think Escape Gaming is gonna win, and I still do. But now that you guys already said Escape Gaming, I'm going for the Pudge Omni Knight. Virtus Pro,
Yeah.
please
How do you
make
not
that
even vote
work.
for Omni Knight?
I've played a lot of Omni games, and I know
look,
when I'm going to
They
lose.
fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm an expert
I'm Virtus
in
Pro.
losing. All right,
You guys
VP.
don't even count right now.
Nah, it doesn't
That's
matter.
how we work.
Well, let's kick off our
Serious
first game, eh?
predictions only.
Yeah?
Yes, it is time to hear what our commentators have to say about this game and about this draft. Game 1 with Odie Pixel and Gods.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DreamLeague casting desk. I'm Odie Pixel. This time around this season, I'm going to be joined by the wonderful Gods, aka Mr. Parker. Gods, we've got VP up against Escape Gaming. We've seen the draft. The game has started, so we'll hopefully be able to shoot you guys straight in. What are you thinking? We've got Omnis, we've got Pudges, we've got Warlocks. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was going to be standard. We had the first 4 picks come out. It was some Jugs, some Sand Kings, Shadow Demons. It's like, all right, some of what we've been seeing a bit. And then suddenly, Omni Pudge, get a Warlock thrown in the mix. I'm always a fan of seeing the Warlock come out. And I don't know. It's going to be fun. VP want to fight. They want to play aggressive. This Pudge Omni duo is something they want to pressure the lanes with. And the late game, of course, favoring Escape with that big Alchemist.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, obviously VP have the Morphling as well, but that on its own, considering the rest of the draft, is just not enough, you feel, to go late against like a lineup with the Alk involved?
I guess once you get past, Alk can kind of get 6-slotted around 30, 35 minutes in. And then if it goes like, if the game drags too much, that's where it'll swing back the way of VP once Morph gets enough farm. And you can always use the replicative Alchemist is always really good because you can farm with it. So it's a nice bit of synergy between these two heroes.
I mean, that talking about the Morphling as well, that really is the question. Obviously, you know, VP picking it up later in the draft. Is it just the fact that Escape Gaming's lineup, is there going to be a point, though, where maybe they can win around the Morph, but killing the Morph's going to be quite an issue here? You know, no silencers and such, no hexes or anything to really disable him for a long duration. Obviously, they're going to have a lot of magical bursts, but, you know, as mentioned, if VP pick up a pipe or such, it's going to be hard to burst down the Morph.
And that's where I think the Morph was a really good pick this game, just because there aren't heroes that can silence or burst him down too easily, and it's great synergy with the Shadow Demon. You get those illusions going out. If you get like a high agi Morphling with a max disruption, those illusions do more right-click damage than the Morph himself. So really good synergy between these two heroes if you can get to that late game stage with a farm Morph.
So see, Amzor actually
He's
coming
jungling.
over.
It's
a jungle Pudge.
All right. There's the little trick you can do where you hook this big neutral camp, you pull it towards the mid lane, and suddenly you've pulled away a mid lane. It's really good because the enemy mid laner is the one missing farm and XP. And mids are generally run mid because they're heroes that need that farm, and more importantly, the experience hit fast level 6 Alchemist, more for the farm than the levels. But
All right, look at
you're
this.
missing everything.
So, Kezu, he's about to get himself the first blood, and he will indeed, taking down Solo. I mean, that giving free kills to your offline. I mean, that was a bit of a mess up, surely, from the Shadow. That shouldn't be happening.
It's just good play there coming out from Sand King, but yeah, really unexpected kill. Kezu just knowing the limits of his hero, and once you get hit by that first Caustic, it slows you down, allows him to apply another Caustic, then another slow
30% slow.
It's just this like never-ending slow that you can't run away from once you've overstepped, and I imagine Solo just kind of mistakenly put himself out of position, but they're going to go for killing him now.
Oh, even this up top, yeah.
He's very low, though.
Kezu, indeed, going to be punished by the looks of it. Little Solo wrapping round. Kezu, can he play his way out of this? He's got stick charges, and I believe that's going to, it's going to be enough for another Burrow Strike, and a verified pop Kezu, he's going to be able to play his way out of that as well. So, I mean, Kezu getting a lot done on the offlane there, being incredibly aggressive, but still managing to get himself back to safety.
Yeah, Morph couldn't really come in. He was too low HP from the Sand King harass, so he was salving up, and only had level 1 waveform anyway, so there was nothing he could really offer to that. And that's a lot of VP investment in this top lane for very little return. In fact, it's been a lost lane for them so far, with Sanking already level 3, with boots, ring of regen, stout shield. He's got all these little items that are going to make him very hard to deal with, considering the lack of damage output in this tri lane.
I mean, I guess the question is with VP, what is the plan with Lil Pudge? We saw him, as you said at the start, going for that kind of pull. I mean, where can he look to be ganking? Is it going to be eyes towards the SK, or does he need to go elsewhere?
Mid lane's probably the ideal one. Gank Alchemist
for
before level 6. You want to hit perhaps level 3, get that level 2 hook with Rot, and then go when Jug has perhaps level 5 or level 6. Level 6 you definitely want to gank mid, because Omni Slash is free kills on Alchemist with a hook. So level 6 Jug will probably see him smoke gank mid, try find that pick up. But for now, the top lane is the one they need to secure. Top lane's losing, and once your safe lane hasn't been secured, you really have to suddenly commit all 3 heroes there to try and regain control.
See, Absol just actually tries for a TP out straight in the face of Lil. Just hooks him up. But
it's like, Syndrome was being dived a bit bottom by a Boots Omni Knight, so all kinds of bizarre
this
stuff
off lane Omni from Nine Pasha. Obviously, Nine Pasha in a bit of a different role. In fact, top lane, Escape Gaming able to turn around onto VP, get themselves a second kill, and now
make it a third one.
And just leveled up as well, so he's got a second point in the Burrow Strike. Kezu, Yapsor's clarity up.
Yeah, no torrent, so he won't go for the Burrow Strike. He held on to it, wanting to bide his time for Yapsor to be ready. Yapsor has 2 points in Tidebringer, so he dishes out a decent amount of damage to follow up Kezu, and if he hits that combo. And they've just straight up won this lane. They shutting down some of the Morphlings farm. Sanking himself is getting farm as well as kills, levels, XP out of this. They've got to focus on the fact they can't win this lane. I think the Pudge has to make a move towards mid lane. I think this top lane is just kind of a lost cause now.
And I mean, the question is, obviously considering how the top lane is going, the bottom lane, Omni at the moment, 6 CS, it's, Nine Pasha, he's level 3 as well. Is it enough? I mean, what's the plan behind putting an Omni Knight on that off lane? What are you looking to try and get to the Omni at in terms of items or levels? Like, when does the impact kind of shown from giving this man a free lane?
It's really the levels. Omni Knight gets incredibly strong with level 4 Purification, a couple points in Repel, a couple in Degen. Yeah, whether you go the Repel or Degen build, or like some kind of mixed hybrid build, it's a hero that's level dependent more so than farm or item dependent. So we'll see him just get a lot of levels. Arcane Boots plus like level 8, level 9 is where Omni's kind of at his first big peak. Torrent will land top. Ramsey's taking a lot of damage.
He's still got a fair bit of mana in the tank if he wants to start morphing, so he should be fine. And well, with a hook and a zip 4, they're actually going to be able to punish Escape Gaming. Take one. Yapsor still eyeing up Lil. And he's going to duke out the Torrent, and they're just going to be able to turn around the Tidebringer, bringing both of them incredibly low. But a great play there for VP. Obviously, as we said at the start, having a bit of a tough time, but then being able to turn it around like that, get yourself a double kill on the safe lane. Ramses is going to be more than happy. And even though the pressure was on, he wasn't really losing out on CS this Morphling. Ramses was still managing to find the farm. And with 2 kills under the belt as well, that's going to be great news for them all.
It was very close to Escape getting a double kill. Sanking died with like 0.1 seconds away from having his next Burrow Strike, which is what he was hoping for. If he got that second Burrow Strike off, it would have been at least a dead Pudge, probably even dead Morphling. They're going to go on Morphling, speaking of which. He's been comboed up, but Morphling a lot. And
he hasn't got enough mana to zip across, but I don't need to. We're Lil there on the tree line.
I mean, ideally for him, he wants to try to get level 6, make a replica, TP home, but it doesn't look like he's got mana or HP, so he's just going to head on back. Early game, as a result of how bad this top lane has gone, it means Koikva at mid has not really seen much pressure come his way. He is losing the CS battle because versing a Jug, there's a lot of kill potential, and no one very mechanically sound player is going to always pressure you a lot. So we're seeing Koikva lose that CS battle, but he can always fall back, jungle it up. He's already got a double stack on one of his camps there, so it's never really a cause for concern if Alchemist is slightly behind in CS in the mid lane.
And as you said, just a bit of a worry for VP that maybe they weren't able to abuse that kind of pre-level 6 timing for Alchemist. Up towards top. Eyes again onto Lil. Kezu. And Yapsor just standing around solo. And he's already just using the disruption there to hold back. Yapsor trying to get a bit of control on this lane. But of course, as we mentioned, Kezu and Yapsor already finding quite a lot from here. Level 5 at the moment on the Sand King. Lil going for a bit of a wraparound. But it's a hard catch to try and get. Obviously, until Lil at least gets level 6 as such, there's not really a lot they can do to try and kill Kezu. Even at that point, Torrent's going to come in, even with this member, you're going to have hard times finding a killer as the Pudge. And, 7 minutes in, it just feels like Lil, he's struggling to find stuff to happen and stuff to do across this map.
I like Jug making a cool little move, checking out the Radiant jungle, seeing what Alchemist has as the way of stacks. He has maxed out Blade Fury, so in theory, if he found some stacks there, could have looked to try and farm it a little bit, but they'll go on him mid, and we'll see if he does Blade Fury. He doesn't Blade Fury yet.
No, they don't have any points, I believe, yet in
afterwards.
the concoction.
Yep.
Of course, so quite for not really on a follow-up lockdown.
Just trying to bait a TP there more than anything, because if he really wanted to, he could have just Blade Fury'd away from the X. So that was no one saying, oh, they want to go on me, I'm going to try to turn this one around. But realistically, Escape weren't even threatening to kill no one there. It's just a bit of mind games from both sides.
Synderen at the moment just coming in to try and get some more levels on the Warlock. The build at the moment, is this the standard kind of for the support Warlock, putting 2 points into upheaval, not getting anything in Fatal Bonds as of yet?
No.
It's a little different, isn't it?
It's a little different.
Yeah.
It's kind of the debate when playing support Warlock is, do you go Fatal Bonds or Upheaval? Upheaval gets really good at level 2. That's where the max slow channel gets cut in half from 12.5 to 6.5 seconds. But the Fatal Bond's also incredibly strong. It's actually quite hard as a Warlock player to know which you want to go for in any given game, because both builds are very viable. I remember seeing Crit at MDL go for Fatal Bonds, 2 points in Fatal Bonds by level 4. So definitely both builds can work.
Oh, up top, we've got Lil in position. He's dropped the ward down, so he could have the eyes on Kez, who tries for the hook, but it's going to be off the point.
Now they know it's warded too.
Yeah.
They know there's either a ward on the probably they're thinking it's on the cliff by the tower, but it is behind the tower. Either way, they know one of those two spots is
Yap's
warded.
pinged actually right on top of it, so we'll see if they do get the ward out.
Yeah, he's even flying sentries out. Like, you see that hook, your first thought is support, fly him out. But mid lane, they've gone on Synderen, Omni Slash, and a couple right clicks.
Oh, he's got the heal.
He fumbled it.
Oh, indeed, no one getting in the way. It's a level 3 heal, so I think Sin's going to be all right here. Straight TP out, and he's gone. So VP not getting away with the kill there, and as you said, no one dropping the Omni Slash for that one. Maybe feeling he's got a bit of a freebie, but you know that heal is incredibly strong, and if you don't burst him down at the start, he's going to be able to walk it off, and you're not going to have the damage to bring him down through that heal. Level 3 at this point.
Yeah, and they're getting a lot out of the lanes at this stage, Escape, because they give the mid lane to Synderen to get his level 6 while Alchemist jungles, and Alchemist at this stage farms faster in the jungle than in the lane. That's why you often see Alchemist just ditch the mid lane, because that's where you get ganked, but more importantly, you just farm faster, getting stacks, all these little like mud golem type camps where they get into little the little quarter golem sized things or whatever, and then you just kill even more of them, and Grievel's Greed starts stacking up. So Escape happy to just give a lane to a Warlock. He's immediately just going to go try to get his level 6 now back in the jungle, but Synderen just doing his duty as a support, stacking his camps, setting things up for the Alchemist to succeed, and the net worth is looking really good for Quakefa so far.
And obviously, as you said, both Era as well having a great time on that safe lane on us. And in fact, has eyes on to Bash. Sin has a haste, but yeah, Bash is straight with a repel in the back off and a TP in from solo. Not a lot they can do about that.
You asked like what the Omni's for, and we haven't seen him do anything yet, but it's got to be for this stage. This is where you've hit level 7. Talked about it, how all he needs is Arcane Boots in level 7 to 9 roughly. That's where VP want to group up, take objectives, take fights. And I feel like it needs to happen soon.
Let's see if they land this. I mean, it's always hard, really, the kind of disruption into hook combo. And indeed, Lil, he's not even going to have a chance to try and attempt for it. So, bit of an awkward movement there from VP as they come down to bottom. Look towards, obviously, trying to do something about Error. But they don't really have the combination to deal it. Lil is 6 and would love to try and get his hands on someone, but proving to be very hard for him at the moment.
Yeah, and that's going to be an Ursa with a Blink Dagger soon, which is a great way to create space for the Alchemist to keep farming. Because Alch has a Relic, roughly. 3.7k. He's just hit 3.8, so... And Alchemist, even once he has Radiance, wants to keep on farming his next item or two, and that's where Ursa's going to just go create all kinds of amounts of space with a fast Blink Dagger like this. And Ares roughly had a solo lane for a majority of this game, so he's actually level 9 as well. Very high level despite having no kills.
I mean, do you think we'll see Era try and go for Roshan at any point of this game, like as in early on at this stage, or do they have to kind of secure an objective and get a bit of map control around the pit before they can risk putting the Ursa in there?
He's a Radiant side Ursa, so most likely he needs to take a tower or win a fight, get a kill or two with his team before they can actually take Rosh. But smoking in and soloing it is definitely possible. It's just high risk, and it's a risk Escape don't need to take. Instead, it looks like they're going to go for a smoke play with his Blink Dagger for now.
Quakefa actually clearing out there before they get the chance. At the same time, top lanes, in fact, we're going to be where Escape come in, and we can see just the damage from Era there as he rips to pieces Ramses. And Era might not be done, has the Blink Dagger. He could look to chase for more, no one. Pops the Omni Slash, and Rage has already been used by Era, so taking huge amounts of damage. Synderen turns up though with a Golem, hits both of them. The boat is going to be off the mark, but Quakefa with the wraparound, concoction onto no one. Era's there on the front lines reaching forward. Solo will hold him back with a disruption, but the 2-man Burrow Strike comes in from Kezu. They'll get one, they'll get Lil as well. And Escape Gaming so far, this match, kicking off the DreamLeague with a bit of a bang, and VP struggling to keep up at this stage.
Yeah. The kill score isn't even really the bad news right now. It's that super farm to Alchemist, the fact they've hit this Blink Dagger timing very early on with Ursa, and we're just not seeing the synergy in VP's draft right now. It just doesn't really feel like Omni has a place. You're playing this kind of farming Morphling strat, and Omni's a hero that wants to go fight, but...
Oh, Solo. I think he kind of came halfway down the stairs. I don't know if maybe they didn't spot him out. He's going to reveal himself now, and he's surrounded by 3. Yapsor's there with the X mark, and Solo, there's no escape for him. Omni's coming through, but he can't get close enough for the healing time. The hook, he's going to catch Koifa. I don't know if that's necessarily the hero you want. Pasha uses the Purify, but I believe he's just out of range, doesn't do any damage to Koifa, and Koifa just walks it off. So again, VP just not quite there at the moment. Not able to find the plays, and it is costing them. Obviously, Ramses continues to get a bit more space up top, but as we've seen already, Escape Gaming have been able to deal with the Morphling at this stage. And Era's still ahead, 500 net worth above the Morph. You got a Blink Dagger on Kezu Sand King.
It's not even, I don't even think comparing the Morph with the Ursa is appropriate anymore with the Alchemist as farmed as he is. It's like the Alchemist versus Morph in some ways.
I mean, this was always the kind of heroes mid that Koifa was best on, wasn't it? These heroes where he's able to really excel in net worth. I remember seeing stuff like when he plays like Fury in mid, and he's always so far ahead of the rest of the pack, and it's just a way that Escape Gaming are very well, very good at playing around. That's one of their strengths.
Era's always been a really good carry to fight and create space for Koifa to play those more carry-oriented mids. His Tinker's ridiculously good as well, but he plays these mid carries that take up a lot of farm in some games. But that's where Escape have had a lot of their success. Koifa's also played a great lone druid, something he runs in the mid lane quite a bit. So. This game, it's the Alchemist, and absolutely the draft, the strategy, the play from Escape has been on point across all 3 lanes, and they're looking really good right now, 14 minutes in.
This is going to be pretty worrying here for the side of VP. In fact, Lil up top. They have guys on Kezu. Nice. If they got detection, they could have the purification. They're absolutely destroying the Sand King. That's going to be Kezu out. Yapsor still trying to maybe look for something here. Hasn't really got the rest of his team that close, and Ramses jumps forward. Yep, so we'll have the chance to back up behind the tower. And now Escape Gaming are there. We'll see how they react already. No one did make the jump in. Era being healed up. Looks like no one popped the Omni Slash to get that one started. Nice ult from Cinnamon, comes in, catches out 3. The boat as well to follow through. Lands onto Lil. I want to die in the moment. Sin falling low, but Era comes in looking to help him out. They'll lose Sin. Era, one more touch would take down Pasha, but Pasha looks to just get himself out of range. The Golem's there. Sin's Golem punches him down. They will find the trade support for the offlane. I mean, Escape Gaming will certainly take it, and that looks like they're not done yet with the trade. As looking to chase down Solo. No one's there to back up. Era, can he actually chase this one down? No one comes in. He's trying to man fight up against this man. Well, he's got to get away with it with Ramses zipping forward with the adaptive strap. Yapsor comes in with the Tidebringer, takes down Solo. Ramses. He is going to chase this forward. Yapsor looking for the torrent. It's not going to work out. If Lil can hit a hook, this is almost certainly going to be a kill, and he's got it. Grabs Yapsor this time around. And VP will get the 2 for, 3 trade effectively with Syndrome going down at the start, but the big kill being taking down that Ursa at the end of it all.
Yeah, very, very timely kill on Ursa, but all that time, Alchemist continuing to free farm away. He's already up to now 12k plus net worth. No one really on the VP side who can look to shut him down. They haven't got the fighting heroes. Perhaps a level 2 Omni Slash should go for the kill. They're going to TP a lot, looking for him at bottom. They've got a ward in his jungle, but Alchemist is a very hard kill without that Omni Slash.
It really, really is. They do have eyes, but he's straight up TPing away from that. And a good move as well. VP, as you said, with the full 5-man down hit. See if they get a chance to wrap around or catch anything towards the mid. At the moment, the ping's down onto the bottom tier 1. They're going to try and group up and push, see what they can claim out of this one. And see if Escape Gaming wants to react to this. So they're going to be happy splitting up the map. You've got Koifa himself pressuring the top lane tower from VP. So at the least, Escape Gaming looking to make the trades happen. Obviously costing them less resources as well, as you've also got Era cleaning up some Ancients. And in the mid lane, Kezu hanging around, getting some farm, getting that experience. So they'll take the tower bottom. They did lose the tower top. So
just not looking to fight when the Warlock Golem's on cooldown. I think that's a smart decision from Escape. Just wait till you have that key ultimate and then take another go. You've also got an Alchemist who's just hit this item timing with Travels, Radiance, where you're not really all that useful in the team fight until you get at least a Manta style, I'd say. So he's not going to look to take part in big 5v5 clashes unless it's Escape getting the jump. And they may just do that up top.
Yep, he's cooking up the concoction. He's going to look for Ramses. They go for a try with the Torrent. He's got the Lincolns, though, so it's a hard kill to get indeed. Unable to use that X mark to set up, so they pretty much have to hope for a Torrent connection. And then can maybe pop the Lincolns with the X and allow the stun for the concoction to hit. It's always going to be hard to do. Solo, eyes onto Era, and he is bringing backup in. And Era playing it safe at the moment, backing away. They do have that ward, I believe, Escape Gaming just towards the lower half of the mid lane, which would have caught them coming across the river. Now Escape Gaming may be looking for a turnaround. They do have all the big ults available. The golems are up, Epicenter's there as well. No one looking to take himself the room, but YapzOr's actually going to be able to nab it. He'll coat himself in the rum. It's going to connect onto no one. Yeah, Manta started on Koifer as well. It's, as we've been saying, it's been an insanely good game. Let's see if they can punish him. VP coming in. Can they kill this man? Have they got the damage? With the dismember to hold him in place, they may just do so. He's down. Kezu comes in. He's only going to borrow a strike onto Lil. And the golem from Sin only catching out Pasha there. Maybe not quite the ult that Sin wanted to look for. At the least with the X-Mark back, they should be able to kill the Omni. He's proven it incredibly hard to. Escape Gaming actually popping a lot through the repel. Pasha's just going to go for the TP straight out. He's not going to make it. And to be honest, it's a good job Escape Gaming actually got that, because they blew a hell of a lot there.
Yeah, that didn't even look like they were going to get it at the end. Ramses was farming the whole while as well, so Escape, not the best sequence of events for them, losing their Alchemist. He did buy his Manta style, I believe, before he died.
Yes, he did.
So
they've got the Manta done.
That's a relief for him, at least, not losing too much in the way of gold. It's just farming time. Any death on an Alchemist, once you have your Radiance armlet at this time, is always very costly because you farm so fast. So being dead is like the worst thing possible for an Alchemist. But overall, the game plan is still there for Escape, where they're going to have this timing where Alchemist gets very hard to deal with because of how far ahead he is in farm.
Yeah, Ramses still needing a bit of time, but as you said, with the action going on in Escape Gaming's jungle, he was getting the space. Scepter now complete on top of the Lincolns. Looking to rush YapzOr back. YapzOr, of course, a little bit of a tougher kill now that he's got the armlet complete. So getting it that bit tanky and nearly hitting level 11 as well.
Not a hero you can just ignore in a team fight anymore. When he's armleting on and Tidebringer, using Tidebringer, it does a lot of AoE damage. Definitely something you have to respect. The VP side.
Sin could be in trouble there. He'll start the heal up a little, drags him back with the dismember, and with Pasha's presence. VP clean themselves another one out. Taking down Sind and looking towards Roche. And all things said and done, 20 minutes in now, VP starting to pull it together a little bit better than they were earlier.
Yeah.
And if they get themselves the Roche, this is going to be a great bit of momentum. And really the main prevailing issue is the fact that Koifer's so far ahead. But in comparison with the rest of the kind of the roles and the heroes in the lineup, VP are looking a lot better now.
Yeah, they've made some good moves. The wards there giving them opportunities to find pickups. First the Alchemist, then more recently the kill on the Warlock. And hey, they find the DD rune, get an easy Roche. Even without the DD rune, they can do that pretty easily with the Warlock dead, and Alchemist is just going to trade that for farm. He's headed up top. He's going to make sure that VP don't find themselves in a good 5v5 fight while Warlock doesn't have ultimate.
I mean, Koifer, what is the plan for this Alchemist in terms of turning up to fights? Does he still need to focus on getting himself further and further ahead, or does he need to start joining and looking to kill?
I don't feel he's in any rush to join fights. It's always that sweet timing when you really get 6-slotted. It's 30 minutes in the game, you get the Octarine core and you have the armor item, because Alchemist always kind of suffering for having kind of low armor. You're against physical damage from a Juggernaut. You want to hit that either AC or Shiver's Guard with the Octarine core, and that's where you get very strong and hard to deal with. Later on we'll see some Ags get pulled, but it's really right when you get that 6 item that you're ready to fight. So the main thing for his team is just not trying to force fights, given that Alchemist, his #1 priority is farming. If there's a fight, he'll want to be in it. If it's a 5v5 that Escape can get a good chaotic offering off in, but he's probably telling his team I'd rather be farming than fighting.
Era looking to lead the way. Lil gets the hook. Era's going to be very happy to just fight straight up if needs be. They do have GA available. In fact, Lil just turns around with the dismember, but there's the torrent from YapzOr. Oh, of course it happens, though. Lil able to kill himself. So Escape Gaming don't get that tasty bounty. The Pudge out. I mean, what do you think about the Omnis build as well? This kind of Arcanes into Drums into Blink Dagger for 9 Pasha this game.
Yeah, it's offlane Omni is kind of one of those heroes that's just going to go for this kind of team items, the drums, the mech, the pipe type items. The Blink Dagger is more just to make sure he can get in position to use his Purification, his G-Ace, and some of those spells have pretty short cast range. And that's where if a hero like Jug or Morphling wants to play super aggressive in the front, the Omni Knight needs mobility.
Right, here's the kill that they need. Looking towards Quakefer. Still has Chemical Rage on cooldown for 10 seconds. Yapsaw there's for the backup, and the rest of the team coming in hard. Good roll from Cinderin this time around. Follows through the boat perfectly. That's going to be no one out of this. So if they can get anything more, Pasha trying for the TP out. He's going to make it. They've got their eyes on Solo instead as Quakefer. Yapsaw comes storming around. Solo jukes out the Torrent. He's not going to be able to juke out the concoction from Quakefer. And Escape Gaming reacting very nicely to that. And as we said, that's got to be worrying for VP. Trying for that kill onto an Alchemist. He didn't even have Chemical Rage, but they still couldn't kill him at this stage of the game.
Yeah, he made a really sick play with the Manta-style micro, who immediately microed one of his illusions into the trees to the left, and they chased after it. And they ignored that one of the Manta illusions plus his hero, which he kept grouped together. So he really did a good job of tricking them into thinking which was the real Alchemist. And I think without that, if they immediately knew which was the real one, it would have been a kill. But Quakefer managed to outplay them, and he'll be rewarded with getting his team a couple of kills and an Octarine core.
Ramses, clear out the Golem. Break the Lincolns. Kezu running as well. And they need a few more than just the two of them here ready to kill this Morphling. They could just try and play around with him. Ramses, actually. I'm thinking about playing him with them. He knows he's safe. With only the two of them up there top at the moment. But yeah, Quakefer still 22,000 net worth, doubling Ramses still at the moment. I mean, with a performance like this on the Alchemist that you're seeing, do you even feel like game 2, if the Alch ends up being successful in Escape Gaming, get this? VP might ban it out? I mean, because Ramses. Thank you. But yeah, dealing with the Alchemist, it seems to be some of the VP having a lot of trouble with.
It's always a consideration. It's can sometimes hit that sweet spot in the 3rd or 4th pick slot where you get it when your opponents have already committed to a number of core heroes that can't really shut him down or pressure his jungle, maybe don't play fast pace enough. I imagine VP thought they had the heroes that could really dominate the early to mid game with the Pudge Omni Knight, but they really just screwed up their top lane. They gave Sand the kill on the Shadow Demon. Top lane should not have been a lost lane for VP, and that really led to them having to invest a lot of resources into regaining control top and not shutting down Alchemist. So the draft they had could have dealt better with Alchemist. The play from VP just wasn't quite there.
Down bottom error. Let me see if he can get in a position to jump in and have a bit of a go on to Solo. There we have it. Solo drops the disruption down, trying to get himself away from this, but Arrow will just move forward. And yeah, there's no way Solo's getting out to this one. Ticks down to the Radiance Burn from Quakefer. And already sweeping across the jungle, seeing if they can find themselves anything more. I've got the vision onto Pasha, but Pasha maybe a little bit too speedy. Pasha's just going to pop the drums, look to get himself the hell out of there. And Escape Gaming will simply just look for the tier 1 instead. VP are going to react. Lil moving forward, looks for the hook. Nah, he's not going to get it. Escape Gaming are already backing out, and again, the illusions from Quakefer, just those on their own, clearing out the wave and causing a lot of issues for VP trying to fight into this whole shenanigans.
Oh, no
coming in, they're going to have the Torrent as well. The Golems be dropped, they're dropping everything down onto Ramses, and it's enough. Escape Gaming get the kill and move in for more. Pasha, he repels himself, but with the Diffusal Blade, Escape Gaming find a second. Oh my goodness.
I was just sitting there watching, I was like, why are they hanging around this tier 1 tower 2? There were dire creeps at the tier 2 bottom. There's no creep wave anywhere nearby for this Radiant team. And they're just like hanging around like, okay, what's the plan? And they went in as soon as that Morphling Aegis expired. They had that time down to the exact millisecond.
Oh my goodness.
And they're going to get one tower, possibly more. Again, this creep wave of theirs is miles back, but they'll wait for it and they'll quickly find themselves with a very, very big lead, having killed the Morphling in such a key stage of the game.
This is becoming such a hard match for VP. And yeah, Diffusal Blade out on Jug for no one on VP. I'll see if that can help them get some kills, but really, as we've seen, just killing Quakefer at this point pretty much seems to be an impossible task with the tools that VP have. And look at the gold he's got, 5.1k. You imagine, as you said, he'll still pick up something like the Shivas and obviously replace that Talon, and then we might start to see the Ags Gaming come out?
Yep. The Shivas or AC, one of those armor items, is kind of when you're ready to go, ready to fight. Korea's going out now, and it's the Shivas recipe, so it synergizes really well when you want to chase people, stun them down. You get the really short cooldown with the Octarine. You lifesteal off of the Shivas as well, so
oh, look at this.
Really good item.
We've got some replay action, and as you said, bam. great combo from Escape Gaming and playing around that Aegis timing absolutely perfectly. It's brutal, but back into the action. They have managed to find one. They're looking to try and lead forward into more. You've got Yapsa on the sidelines. VP not going to get anything more than the Kunkka kill. See if they're able to get some objectives done out of it as they push down the mid lane.
Again, they're doing a good job fighting when Warlock does not have ultimate. So without the big team fight coming out from the Chaotic offering, it's a little bit trickier for Escape, but still at a certain point, Alka's just going to be farmed enough. He doesn't care if he doesn't have that rock to back him up.
I mean, that really is the thing. You know, they need all those ultimates to kill Ramses, unless Ramses is massively out of position. Well, Koifa actually going to move forward and chase down Solo with the illusions. Pasha's there. Has to repel the SD to make sure he gets away safely from the Radiant Burn. Kezu and Era coming in onto Ramses, and okay, they've got more than enough damage there from the Fuzzy Wuzzy to take down Morphling. Concoction onto Solo. Escape Gaming will shortly find a second. May even find more. Lil's TP. It's going to be shut down by the Burrow Strike of Kezu. Escape Gaming take 3. They'll power on down the mid lane. So as quickly as VP themselves, it feels like they might get a little momentum with a kill and an attempt on the tower. They do get it. They pay with 3 lives and no one. Oh, yeah, Blade Fury yourself out of there, boys. And in fact, Koifa, he knows he can go in for more. There's 3 heroes down on VP. Where's the save going to be? He tries to go for the toggle, but it's not going to work with the man to dodge. That's going to be one down. Pasha, the diffusal blade's out, of course. They take down the repel. They'll bring down Omni and effectively wiping the side of VP. This is really getting painful here for the side of Versus Pro.
Yeah, this Alchemist is just out of hand. 30k to Morphling's 12k net worth, and they're just team fighting well around the big crowd control coming out from Kunkka, Sand King, and the Warlock, and the Alchemist at this point can run in on any fight he wants.
Oh boy.
We're at Axe Gaming time, by the way. I mentioned...
What's the order of priority?
Warlock #1, perhaps? I don't know. There's a couple of really good ones with Warlock and Sand King. Kunkka is definitely last. Possibly worst Axe after upgrade in the game. But I want to reward Syndra, and he's bottom net worth. Give the guy a break. Give him an accept.
That's the way it's going.
Position 6.
Here we go. Is he gonna give it to Era? I gave it to Era. So to the Fuzzy Wuzzy first.
Yeah. It's nice because you can use it when you're disabled.
Yes, and there's
Dismember, I believe you can get out Dismember with it.
Yeah, Adaptive Strike.
Yep.
That's kind of it, but of course the stats as well. Very nice for Era, and well, that may just have saved him there as Ramses tries to nuke him down. This man fight is not going to work out, and in fact, dropping everything.
Yeah, making sure they get the kill.
Just, yeah, making sure.
was perhaps going to be able to get that solo kill.
I think he definitely was. I don't know if it was. It was close, though. It was like one touch in it.
That Acceptor just saved his life.
Yeah, it absolutely did. That extra 190 health points and a few bit of armor thanks to the Agi.
Yeah, that Acceptor pull, if that did not come sooner, what do you know? Quake the sword coming.
Into the pit. No way that VP can contest this at this stage, and oh boy, this is. I don't know, if you're VP now, how do you deal with this power that you're going to have to be defending against? Is it all down to kind of Ramses' split push and such? Have you got to look to the Morphling to try and pull Escape Gaming apart from fighting as a 5-man?
Yeah, playing the patience game where you defend high ground while split pushing as Morph. Morph wants to be out of the map split pushing lanes, and then use the high ground defending capabilities of the rest of your team, which isn't actually that great. Pudge is really good on the high ground, since he can hook people and threaten to pull them deep into the enemy base, which is not something you want to have happen. But Warlock's kind of a good way of countering that, because if you hook someone in, Warlock can drop that ultimate, and it just provides that little bit of protection and kind of a combo breaker to stop VP blowing up that hero that gets hooked deep into the base.
This is getting very scary for VP. 20 for 9 to Escape Gaming. You look at kind of all their heroes. They're in very good place. Apart from Sin, bless him, he's kind of tanking this game. Down at the bottom, 3.2k net worth. He's
not. He's hardly died this game. He's done his job.
Yeah, he's dropped the ults at the times, at the right moments as well.
It's funny because like VP, their 5-position player solo, he's always been a very greedy, farmy hero. Like, we saw him earlier just solo pushing the bottom tier 2 tower. He ends up dying. That's such a solo type play to make, where he'll just be off farming by himself, pushing a lane as a 5-position support, taking up a lot of farm from his, not really stealing it from his team, but more just pushing these lanes to help his team out. But as a result, finds himself getting a lot more, and his team get perhaps a little bit less. Sneaky from Sind, gets a high ground ward up top, but he's been spotted, so Solo should know.
Yeah, it pings it out.
Yeah.
He's aware what Sin was up to. But the pressure being put on by Escape Gaming. Tier 2 to fall on the top lane, and Escape Gaming are going to have that ward down, and Solar will take it. But I mean, at this point as well, Escape Gaming, do you feel that they will try and play the high ground? I mean, they're obviously in a good position to do so, or is it just better to play it safe here? Wait for the next roast and such, and because VP do have chances to turn
now,
it.
though. So
Yeah.
with an Era having Aegis, perhaps they wait for another Ag Scepter or two, because Alchemist farms and Ags a minute at this time of the game, really.
Oh, yeah.
He's
got so much money.
He's actually
he's just
upgraded-
bought
Oh,
one.
no, he's still got the armlet. Okay. So
Yeah, he's
bought
buying another Ags. He's got 3
Yep.
bits on the courier.
he could buy a third Ags if he wants. He's got 4.5k gold too. So
So who's he go to next?
Come on. Sin. I want to see
This-
Sin. Come on, help him out. He'll go from bottom net worth to
You think
like-
Sind over Kezu?
both. I mean, I really like the Warlock upgrade. Just getting the double rocks. Good for the high ground fights that you're going to need it. But I mean, both are good. Give them both one. Why not?
There we go.
gonna be Kezu.
There goes to Kezu.
Sin's
Poor old
the
Sin.
selfless. Yeah,
He'll get it next, though, surely. Surely you don't give it to the Conqueror over Sin.
that's when
That
you
would
know
be-
you're being shafted.
Yeah, that would be pretty
It's
big.
like Sin, you showed up late for a match. This is the punishment.
Yeah, if they...
He'll pull himself an axe before he pulls one to Sin, perhaps.
Oh my goodness. Poor old Sin. Up top, no one's got to kind of hold his breath here. 3 members of Escape Gaming in the neighborhood. Oh, he's actually going to jump in.
Bash? Oh, this is not there.
That's good. Oh, hey up, Sind. Well, he's certainly not getting an axe now. He is certainly not getting an axe now. That was, I mean, just slightly off the mark.
Yeah.
It was close.
Close.
We'll give him that. We'll say it's close. But yeah, rip the axe stream for Sin. Unless
all
Koifa
there's
didn't see it.
out
Maybe Koifa didn't see it, you know?
Ursa might kill Omni Knight here. Omni's staying to the trees. He'll be safe. Oh, or is he?
Oh, hey, he's got Solid to back him up, but the bash has come through. Error. He's going to stick around for this one. The question is, can VP do anything to turn it around? No, Pasha's down. Error still being slowed up, but Kezu's there with the Burrow Strike onto Solo. The hook comes out, but it's only going to come onto one of the members of Escape as Kezu's taken in. VP2 down. Koifa again, duking out adaptive strikes there with the Manta style, keeping the pressure onto the top tier of 3. VP. And fortification, but they're going to need to do something to
They've
stop
still
this
got the rock
push.
to push with, Owen. It's all good.
It was all
Calculated.
planned by Sin,
pushing
absolutely.
power.
A little bit of extra damage onto the tier 3, and they're actually just going to call GG straight up before any Rex go down. They were certainly falling behind, and it just never really came together there for VP that game.
Yeah, it fell apart in the laning stage.
Yeah.
It's a game where VP will look back. They tried something a little bit different with the draft. I don't feel it's exclusively a draft loss.
No?
The execution wasn't there. It's hard to look at a draft like this and be like, oh, they lost because of the draft when the lanes just didn't get played at how they were meant to. They lost top lane, which is meant to be a lane with 3 heroes up there.
Yeah,
They do better
Kezu
in.
getting those 2 kills at the start. That's-
Solo kill for an offlaner shouldn't happen at this level of play, but that's just, you make one mistake, sometimes it happens, and Solo perhaps just fumbled a bit, but other than that, that just ruined the whole tempo, but it does speak to the draft being a bit high risk. So
I mean,
there
I was going to say, do you think they had with that draft the potential to do more about Koifa? Obviously, we saw Koifa just have a pretty much a free lane at the start. I don't think we ever saw a support even head towards
Yeah.
it because they had so much going on the top
I
lane.
mean, I kind of kept asking, like, when's the Pudge going to go mid? Pick up a smoke, head mid. With Jug level 6 Omni Slash, it should be a kill, but I think because, again, it goes back to that top lane falling apart, so
Yes.
what do
They
you
had
do? Do
kind of all
you
their
let
eggs
the
up there.
top lane keep being a disaster? They eventually got 2 kills up there, so it was like...
They did that, but I mean, as soon as that happened for Ramses, it was like, okay, and Ramses was obviously always at the top for his own team, but he was never really, of course, on par with Koifa. And we even saw the end. He just wasn't really able to nuke anyone down, even with the fact that you had a Warlock with the heals, you got essentially a tanky support there, and Yapsa walking around with a very early armlet. What do you do? There's nothing to kill.
I think I'd like to see him go something a bit safe, like lower risk, so if they mess up the early game, they can still fight and come back in the game, which just wasn't able with that strategy.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if VP are able to pull it back in Game 2. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a short ad break, and we'll be back to the panel to hear what they have to say about Game 1. Escape Gaming take the win. We'll see you soon.